So I absolutely love this boot. This is, it's a kind of hybrid of several different things, but basically the main design feature on the toe here comes from either a traditional outdoor duck boot or also the classic shell toe sneaker, for example, but we've replicated it in leather rather than rubber. What we've used though is we've used this rubberized calf, which gives a real matte appearance, and it gives it a bit of a waterproofing on the lower part of the shoe. And then the upper part on the leg, it's lovely soft calf suede. We put it on the amazing extra light Italian chunky sneaker sole that we've been using for a couple of seasons, and all in all it makes for quite a quirky looking but really gorgeous sneaker that I absolutely love. Unbelievably comfortable to wear and looks amazing. So this season's all about really big chunky boots. This is our 14-eye boot. It's a proper 100% no compromise boot. As I say, 14 eyelets, the top fewer ski hooks. It comes on this super light, extra light Italian sole, but very, very chunky, really practical to wear. Unbelievably comfortable, but also quite grippy as well. It's made out of this soft pull-up leather. It's really high quality. It's fantastic in the bad weather, but also we've done a Chelsea boot, and long, high, tall Chelsea boot with this fantastic gusset down the side, making it, again, really comfortable to wear, not nearly as extreme on as it looks. And once again, this is a boot if you really want no compromise. It's really gorgeous. And it's a lot of leather in it, it's a lot of boot, but it's still actually a lot easier to wear than you'd imagine. So this little group I call the Mudguard group. They're 3 shoes. This is the new one, the Chelsea boot, and it's just really a design detail, which is this mudguard that runs around the side of the shoe. Now, for us here, it's just a design detail, but we really like it. What I've done is to play up that idea of waterproofing, is to use the rubberized calf, which we love, and has a lovely matte look to it, and it works particularly well with this soft calf suede. And we've had these before. We've had the shoe and the derby boot, as you see here, in 2 new colourways, but we actually also have the Chelsea boot for women. There she is, really comfortable, really practical. On the lightweight sole, it's the traditional Grenson commando type looking sole, but very much the lightweight version, so it's really easy and comfortable to wear, especially with this gusset. So this is called the Balmoral boot, and it's very exciting to me because a friend of mine called me to say how cool he thought it was that we'd made the original boots for the film Withnail and I, and the actual boot that Withnail himself, Richard E. Grant, wore in the film. So we looked it up, we found the patterns, we found the last, we found all the references to when we'd made it in the past, and we recreated it. And here it is. This is the Balmoral, it's called, and it's the original design of boot that we made for Withnail. Where most boots are derby boots that open up here, this is closed at the front and is an Oxford, and therefore it's called the Balmoral. It has a toe cap on it with a little bit of broguing, very simple, beautiful burnished calf, made in the factory, made in England, exactly the way it was made up to probably 40 years ago. But this is the exact boot that was made for the Withnail film, and it's really exciting that it's now back and it's on the website. This is a Chelsea boot, but there's one obvious difference from a normal Chelsea that we would do, and that is the big Cuban heel. We probably haven't done this boot just like this since the 60s, when the Beatles made this famous. You know, I really like it for what it is, even though I couldn't wear it myself. Made out of fantastic calf leather, as you would expect. It's got a lovely gusset, it's got a pull-on loop, it's got a leather sole, and it's got this amazing Cuban heel. But you know, it's pretty much, other than that, a very typical black Chelsea boot. It's just that the Cuban heel makes it feel very different. Makes it feel very 60s, makes it feel very Beatles, and it's actually a really beautiful thing. This is Parker and Sawyer. I really love these ones because they're kind of quite vintage in a way. It's a 5-eyelet derby, as you can see. And the main kind of detail of the shoe is just this very simple mock seam here. And I say mock seam because it's not actually a seam, it's stitching, but this is all one piece of leather. They were very common in the 50s and the 60s. I really like them. It's the kind of shoe you might see in a vintage shop. We've done the shoe and the boot. Exactly the same as the shoe, just with a higher leg, obviously, in this lovely calf suede. These two have got a very simple rubber forepart and rubber heel with a waist that's still in leather in here. On the grain version, we've slightly ramped it up, so it's the same shoe, but what we've done is we've put a proper outdoor chunky commando sole on it. It's heavier because it's proper rubber. It's not like the lightweight ones that we do, the X-Lite Italian ones. This is a proper rubber outdoors chunky sole. Great in the bad weather, good for walking in, and that's in this burnished grain leather. Again, the shoe and the boot, fantastic. He's got 4 ski hooks at the top. All of them I really love because they're so simple, yet they've still got this kind of slightly vintage feel to them. This is Mortimer. I know I say this every time, but he's possibly my favourite boot of the season. All he is a plain fronted derby boot, but instead of the eyelets, instead of the laces, he's just got this very simple zip down the front, which I really love. It's kind of, these kind of boots were originally based on après ski boots. You can imagine Sam Moritz in the 1960s. You would wear a boot like this, easy to get on and off very quickly, and it's just fantastic in the winter. We put him on the lightweight sole, as usual, with a lot of grip on it. He's made from this lovely grain leather, really soft grain leather, which is nice to wear, but also looks kind of outdoorsy and quite rugged. This is Gillespie. Not a lot to say about Gillespie. I really like him. He's just a very chunky, heavy looking, rugged kind of work shoe. There's also a boot version that comes with him, very similar, just a higher leg. And he's just got some design features that make him look quite rugged. So he's made of waxy suede, so fantastic for being outside in bad weather. Just with a little Mudguard toe protector on the front, which is made of rubberized calf, and a tiny bit on the back as well here. He's on the quite high profile, lightweight sole. He's only got 4 eyelets, and that's it really. He's a great shoe. He's a derby. He's got these kind of open facings on the front, and very wearable, very comfy, and fantastic when it's cold outside or wet, or even in the summer is pretty good, to be honest. So you probably know by now that I'm particularly proud of the triple welt, invented at Grenson and is a classic Grenson shoe. What we've done this time, we've always done the triple welt on the very chunky round toe, which is the 201. And we thought, I wonder what it would look like on the slightly more elegant, slightly longer, more almond toe shape 207. And if you look at, let's take this one for example. So the original triple welts on the 201 were much more bulbous and much more chunky at the front. This is a bit more elegant. I think it's a really beautiful last. It's a very comfortable last. So we've done them in these lovely high shine leathers. We've done them in black and this kind of brown colour. It's a rub-off leather, So the top layer, the dark layer of the leather comes off just a little bit at the toe to give this kind of burnishing look, but it's actually rub off. And we've got 4 classic British styles. We've got the 5 eyelet plain fronted derby. We've got the toe cap Oxford, which is probably the most quintessential English style. We've got the double buckle monk, but we've done him with a toe cap. And we've got the full English wingtip brogue. So very, very proud, very excited about him. The triple welt on the new 207 last. Check him out on the website. So that was my top 10 for the season. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please go to the website to find all the shoes that have been featured today, and look forward to seeing you next time.